Over in the pages of Marvel Comics' Dark X-Men, series protagonist Madelyne Pryor is struggling to keep her team of mutants alive over from the clutches of the anti-mutant group known as Orchis. In the last issue of Dark X-Men, Orchis staged a brutal assault against Madelyne's Limbo Embassy. My name is Oracle Braddock, and today, let's go ahead and see if our team of Dark X-Men are able to stop the Orchis agents of Krull and Valance, as well as the alternate version of Madelyne Pryor. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button over on this video. Inferno. The Limbo Embassy falls as Orchis' secret weapon against Madelyne Pryor ascends to the throne. When the flames die down, who will emerge as the one true Goblin Queen? And will any of the Dark X-Men survive to see the outcome? Dark X-Men issue 5 is written over from Steve Foxe, featuring artwork from Jonas Scharf. We have colors from Frank Martin, letters from VC's Clayton Cowles, and design from Tom Muller and Jay Bowen. The cover for the issue is coming in over from Steven Segovia, as well as Jesus Aburtov. Really appreciate the way that we can see these dual Madelyne Pryors going up against each other, and that sense of morality that the cover also plays into within Dark X-Men Chapter 5. I want to extend a big thank you to Adventures in Poor Taste and preview some of the epic opening pages showing our Dark X-Men trying to fight back against Orchis and this other version of Madelyne. I've really liked how Dark X-Men, as well as writer Steve Foxe, have placed so much of an emphasis over on the character of Faint Carmen Cruz across this narrative. I feel like there are so many moments over in Dark X-Men where Faint is just directly tested over on the page here. I also thought it was super intriguing to see this other version of Madelyne Pryor really express some of her inner thoughts and desires pertaining to the X-Men. Throughout Dark X-Men, I've also really appreciated all the really fascinating shading and interesting ways that Jonas Scharf has adapted some of the material over from Steve Foxe's scripts. Love how in the background there's just all these violent and black hues teasing all the tension over within the situation that Madelyne and her team of mutants are in here. Azazel in particular had some really fascinating moments across Dark X-Men that were really fun to read. Also, in the final moments of really testing morality over with Madelyne Pryor, I think it was truly fascinating how Faint got intermixed with some of the drama between all these disparate characters here. Emplate has some really strong material over in the issue, and I was actually really happy to see Steve Foxe place such an emphasis over on his relationship with Azazel in the issue too. Another aspect about Dark X-Men that left me really impressed was how this issue managed to pick up all the pieces after the massive Orchis fight. The way that this issue shifted the status quo around and continually kept readers guessing was a really enjoyable way to pace the narrative out over from Steve Foxe. And also, I found the final panel in the issue to tease an unexpected plot element over from the X-Men, and I also found that the way that Jonas Scharf was able to render this particular panel left so much creativity and ambition within the X-Men franchise. I am really excited to see if this creative team of Steve Foxe and Jonas Scharf are set to take on the characters over in their next iteration, and what the future over for characters like Madelyne Pryor and Alex Summers is going to look like. I was also happy that, although it was really brief over within the issue, we also got a reference over to Gambit and some of his relationship dynamics within the tale here as well. In some of the final pages, the way that Alex and Madelyne's relationship has developed over the course of Dark X-Men has also been quite fascinating. It was really interesting to see these two really operate in a more domestic setting, especially I think earlier on over in the miniseries. So I think at the end of the day here, Dark X-Men as a comic book series was really interesting and just a great companion piece to the rest of the other X-Men series. I think the way that this series slowly really built up some of the foundation with Orchis was really thrilling here. By the time we actually got to this other Madelyne Pryor and the Orchis agents of Krull and Valance going up against our Dark X-Men, I felt like I was really attached to them as characters as well as with our core team of heroes. Overall, here, I really think Steve Foxe has such a great handle on some of the dialogue within Dark X-Men. The captions and inner thoughts of these characters are super intriguing, and I always love how Steve Foxe really references the opening issues with some just really fascinating captions. The character of Faint added a lot more context to the X-Men, and I was also really happy to see her potentially joining some of the underground X-Men as well within some of these final pages. But I want to know from you, what were some of your thoughts over on Dark X-Men? Do you think our creative team of Steve Foxe and Jonas Scharf stuck the landing? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for coming to check out our video review over on Dark X-Men 5, and we'll be back to see wherever Madelyne Pryor is headed next. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.